So recently I've begun playing Paper Mario. This all started with me playing on my 2S, my Retroid Pocket 2S, and I don't know why I just started playing the original Paper Mario because I realized I had never played it, and I just suddenly started playing this game like constantly. And I thought to myself, after I beat this, I'd like to move on to the next Paper Marios, which led me to Thousand Year Door. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to finish playing this on my 2S or if I'm going to go ahead and just get the remake on the Switch and play that. But I know the next thing I want to play was Star Story. I think it's called a Sticker Story. That's on the 3DS. So I thought, oh man, now I got to get another Retroid handheld that'll play 3DS because the 2S will not handle 3DS well. Then I remembered something. I have a 2DS, the original Wedge 2DS that I bought for my son when he was like 8 or 9 back in like 2013 when it first came out. Actually, I think I got the beginning of 2014, and I bought it for him for like $80 at the time. The kid I bought it from, I think he got it for Christmas and he didn't want it, so good deal for me. You know, when the 2DS first came out, it was like I said, 2013, and it wasn't very popular. There's a lot of, as the internet does, a lot of negativity based on its shape and who this was really for. It didn't have the 3D feature with the weird shape of it all, but it was a cheaper alternative to playing it. So instead of buying yet another Retroid handheld device, not that I didn't want to, but instead of having to go through that with all the recent tariff stuff in mind, I decided to just use what I have on hand, which is a 2DS, which I have right here. So it's basically just the regular black and blue one you get from everywhere else. However, when I did dig this up, it was in my son's room. It was super dirty and super grimy, and the little thumb pad nub was completely gone. And I actually had to order and replace that, which turned out to be much more than I thought it was. I thought it was something that would just snap onto the front of it, but you actually have to disassemble it to replace that nub, and there were some extra steps in it. Luckily for me, in a past life before I was your favorite YouTuber, I hope, and now I'm a manager of people. Before that, I was a repair technician repairing game consoles, cell phones, all kinds of stuff. So I leaned on that knowledge in order to be able to do this repair pretty quickly and easily. I didn't record it because I wasn't sure if people would be interested in that. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see me doing repairs on stuff, because I actually do repair game consoles and things of that sort of often. But needless to say, like I said, it was much more involved and difficult than I thought it was going to be. Well, maybe not difficult, but much more involved than I thought it was going to be, but well worth it. So in the past, I don't know if you watched any of my other videos, but I actually used to have the Pokeball version of the 2DS XL. Which I promptly traded maybe about a year ago, straight across trade for a PlayStation Portal. Now the jury is still out on whether or not that was a good trade, because the Portal has been useful but then not useful. I used it all the time for a stretch, and then I don't use it at all. Right now I'm in the not use it at all phase, so that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if that was a great trade or not, because I would definitely be playing that 2DS XL right now, much like I'm playing the regular 2DS if I had it. So quick little hardware and review for this, maybe even the software. It's an interesting shape. It's pretty comfortable in the hands. I think what I've had to do is get used to pressing the shoulder buttons. It seems like shoulder buttons seem to be a thing. The hand placement is pretty much all I have to get used to in using it. This actually slider thumb pad actually works pretty good. I think the only thing that I really don't love, and I guess it should be that way in a cheap device, is there's no backlit buttons or anything on this. So using it in the dark, if you don't know your way around it, which I do not, you might get lost pressing the buttons. The other thing, it only has a single mono speaker on it right here, so no stereo speaker, but it does have a headphone jack on it, so you can plug some headphones in and get your stereo playback that way if that's what you want to do. The screen is pretty low resolution, and I think I've actually heard that on the 2DS, this is actually one big screen that they've just kind of put a partition in and not two separate screens, so the resolution is pretty much the same. I know if I started playing on a retro handheld, say a Retroid Pocket 5, which I don't have, but even my 2S has a higher resolution than this and can play things at kind of a HD resolution and make it look a little bit better. But there is also usually some sort of performance issue even with emulators, unless you have something that's like way overpowered. So not having to really emulate a 3DS and playing on native hardware has made the gameplay experience super perfect and smooth. As far as the software on it goes, I've decided to mod it, of course. I had a friend do the actual software mod for me, basically the same friend that helped me out with one other video where I borrowed one of his devices to do a review. He also modded this for me, so Shout out to my man Iram. Thanks again for your help. I'm sure I could have done this myself, but why, when you can have someone else do it for you that already knows what they're doing? And I didn't have to pay them with nothing but a thank you. So once again, thanks again, Iram. So what am I playing on this right now? I'm playing Mario, pretty much all the Mario games, Mario 3D Land. I've just started Sticker Star on it, which is pretty good. And just more than likely, I'll probably play a bunch of RPGs on this. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm a big JRPG fan, and I know there was a ton of them on the 3DS that I missed. I played a couple, like maybe a Tales game, and I played Xenoblade Chronicles on the original 3DS, which I thought was fine at the time. But then I played the game on a big screen TV and realized that when I was playing on the 3DS, it's like peering through a small window at a large world. Definitely not the optimal way to play the game, but I did get through it and beat it. So there's that. The games I think I'm going to play in the future, it's probably going to be like Bravely Default, Radiant Historia, maybe Bravely Default 2nd, maybe some of the Persona games like Persona Q. There's all kinds of good stuff on here. I think I've already played and beat the Zelda, like the kind of 3D painter one, I believe. What was that one called? I think that's called Link Between Worlds. Pretty sure I beat that one already, but it was years ago. I might play through it again. But most of this is just to get all the games that were just on the original console, the 3DS, that I never really got to. And I find myself playing more retro and older games, especially stuff that I missed because, maybe I was too busy playing something else or I wasn't playing a handheld. I'm finding myself playing that stuff more than playing even the current gen games. Maybe it's just a bit of just selection overload. Sometimes you just got so much to play, you don't play anything. And playing older games is just simpler sometimes. Now, should you get a 2DS in this big year of 2025? Right now, they can be had pretty cheaply, between 80, 90 bucks, maybe even cheaper if you find them on different places like marketplaces. I'm always an advocate for buying used. I know you may think, well, why not get just a 3DS or a 3DS XL or even a 2DS XL? But those right now, they go for like $250. Now, if this is something you just want to jump in and play a couple of games right quick, I don't know if you want to pay $200 and some odd dollars. I know I don't want to pay $200 and some odd dollars to play some games. So for me, luckily, I just had the 2DS laying around and I just started playing that. But if I were to get into it and decide I wanted to buy one, I definitely would just buy a normal 2DS and not one of the 3DS or XLs, because I just don't want to pay that kind of money. I'm sort of a frugal guy, if you guys haven't noticed from my videos. So I kind of, like to get a good deal sometimes. So in conclusion, this is just a quick little video, just giving you guys an update on the things that I play and I like. Everything that I review on this channel so far is things that I actually own and enjoy. Nothing is sponsored, and it's just my obvious, honest opinion about things. And yeah, that's really it for this one, man. Not super big, not super long, just something I thought you guys might be interested in. Thanks again for liking, commenting, subscribing, and all that stuff. And once again, LW the Gamer, I'm out, y'all.